Mike, a 30 points to 6 home defeat here at the Memorial Ground this afternoon against Dewsbury. But you must have been pleased not only with the reaction of your team after last week's game at Workington, but the overall performance as well.
Yeah, it's a silly one really. It's easy to talk about that game because when you spend time with our boys in training, you know it's there. It's just putting it together as a performance, and we've been pretty banged up this week. You know, I know all teams are at this point in the season, but really banged up. But yeah, I thought the effort, I thought the resolve when things were going against them. You know, especially in that first half. I think at one point we did about 5 sets on our line where they didn't score. It was really good to watch, and we've set a bar for ourselves now. We know what we can do.
Although Liam Finn goes away from here with the 2 competition points, do you think he's perhaps the unhappier of the 2 coaches if you looked at performance?
Yeah, I think obviously he's dragged his team on a long journey and they've got the points, so I think he'll be happy with that. But yeah, I think I think these lads they'll wake up tomorrow and the day after a bit sore and know that they've had to work really hard for 2 points.
You touched upon the defence, certainly when we were forced to defend our own line, and we did for long periods in that first half. Some of the goal line defence from our team, especially on the edges, was outstanding.
Yeah, it was. I thought both my centres today were really good. They read the game really well and jammed in when they needed to, but also paddled back a little bit, went to sort of see things out. A really, really exceptional indeed. I thought, we spoke about it after the game, and I said, like, one of the stats from the first half was we had 19 sets with the ball, but we only completed 10. This is no good. That means you're going to bring a lot on yourself. But as a team to then back that up and stay connected and work as hard as we did, well, I thought we were outstanding in that. And then they're a good team and they're going to post points. You can't keep giving them chances. They will inevitably post points. They're a good side. But we're in previous weeks where sort of teams scored and then they've got a roll on and they've gone back for back, 2 or 3 tries really quickly. Didn't happen today. We reset ourselves and we went again. So we sort of fixed up our defence this week, but we still were a bit naive with the ball and didn't respect it enough and turned it over too easy. But we'll look to fix that in the week. But we spoke to the boys, and that's our defence going forward. We've set a benchmark for that of what we can do because we know we can now.
Most people look at the scoreline and say a comfortable Dewsbury victory, but do you think that final scoreline flattered the visiting side in some respects?
I thought it'd be hard to say that, so I'm honest. I think they had a lot of possession and a lot of territory that would, when we look back on territory and possession, I think when you look at them 2 together, you probably think that scoreline probably does sort of reflect that. More for me, they had to work. We worked soft. We didn't make it easy for them. Their tries, you had to work hard for them. You know what I mean? I think our effort today, I thought, was shown in our try in the second half. That we scored that because of the energy in D, because of that want to chase that ball and pin them on their own line. That forced the error. And I thought, if you ever want to see a snapshot of our energy in this game, that was the best one to look at.
Game management must have pleased you as well. There was a 40-20 from Cameron Brown in the first half, kicking on the 3rd tackle when their wingers were up in the line. And as you quite rightly say, the try that we scored was from another Cameron Brown kick where he turned the fullback and the wing around. You must have been pleased with the game management.
It was a lot better in time. I spoke to Cammy. I think there's one where we got it wrong. I think he was on 3rd tackle and he tried to chip over, but that's ingrained in him. That's him as a player, and we would have he's an amazing player, an amazing talent, and if you took that out of his game, that little heads up play wouldn't be the same player. So you sort of accept that with Cam, that he's got that in his locker and he's going to do it. But from speaking to him in the week, it's really good that he's realised that now, and his long kicking game, he's shown now he's got one. Adam Russell was missing today. I thought Punchard did an amazing job for us. But I think coming back now, we can respect that ball a little bit more with our kicking game and just respect it when we've got it in hand.
We've come away from today not happy, but perhaps happier than we have in previous weeks. But one word I've asked, one word that you've mentioned to me a lot throughout the season so far, is consistency. Will this count, this effort and endeavour this afternoon, count for very little if we don't back it up at Hunslet next week?
Yeah, but I think, and I genuinely believe it, I think this result and this performance, when you spend time with the boys at the week in training, you can see it's there. And previous, match interviews after the game, it's not difficult to talk about. But sometimes I'm left, where's this come from? I see them in training, I know what they're about, I know what they can do. And that's shown it today over a lengthy period of time. Down to 11 men at one point. Yes, because of our own, a bit naiveties and lashing out when we shouldn't have done. We were down to 11 men and they didn't concede. We didn't concede. We muscled up with one another and we got nice and tight and shifted around. So and I think I said it, we've set a benchmark now of what we can do, and we can't dip below that indeed. Just need to respect the ball a bit more.
Well, Mike, commiserations this afternoon after a disappointing result but an encouraging performance, and best of luck next week at Hounslow.
Before we go as well, I just want to thank the fans. I thought the noise they generated was amazing, so I'd just like to thank all them for coming out for that. The lads were really respectful of that.